everyone, and welcome to episode 2 on our horror podcast. I'm Coffin Cutie, and I'm joined by Living Dead Girl. Obviously, we do share this podcast. I just want to say, because obviously last time, and I think we really put that out there, no one's a host or a co-host. We do this together, and only together. This week, we're discussing Terrifier, going all the way back to Hallows Eve and all the way to Terrifier 3. And we're going to be discussing our rankings of each film, and then we're going to be discussing our Terrifier 4 predictions, which I think is going to be a long episode because this is very much we were sitting last night just talking about it, and I think it was probably on FaceTime for about 2 hours. It isn't going to be 2 hours, don't you worry.
It was only meant to be a 10-minute FaceTime to pre-discuss notes, and then it turned into like an hour long. Yeah,
but like I said, I haven't seen All Hallows Eve, I will say that, but my aunt here, Living Dead Girl, has, so she's mainly going to be speaking to you guys about this, and then I can just tag along with you guys and go, I haven't had that before. But I'm going to pass you over to Living Dead Girl now, and she can discuss with you guys.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for dropping in. I just want to say that before we get into it. So as you know, as Coffin Cutie has explained, we will be discussing Terrifier today. Now, the reason that I want to bring it kind of back to All Hallows Eve is because I feel it is a very, very fundamental part of the Terrifier series. I don't think a lot of people are aware of All Hallows Eve and the connection it actually does have to the Terrifier films. So All Hallows Eve is from 2013. It is connected completely to the Terrifier series, and it's a horror anthology, which includes The Ninth Circle from 2008. Now, you are a massive Terrifier fan, aren't you, Rube? And even you, I don't think I wasn't aware of it until after Terrifier 1. So I think it isn't very well known.
No, because I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah, but it really does connect, especially to the last Terrifier. So I'm just going to give you a little rundown in case Terrifier fans aren't aware of it. Now, we're not going to go describing all the plots of 1, 2 and 3 because I'm pretty sure if you're watching this podcast, you would have seen them. And if you haven't, go and watch them, So I'm not going to sit there and read the plots for that.
Yeah, because if you haven't, there's also going to be spoilers of what we're going to say.
Exactly, yeah.
So don't be offended.
So basically, All Hallows Eve includes 2 children who went out trick-or-treating, Tia and Timmy, and then they find an unmarked VHS tape in their sweet bag. Together with their babysitter, Sarah, they watch the tape, which contains 3 stories featuring a homicidal clown named, obviously, Art. It is also directed and written by Damien Leone. He's a very, very clever man. So these films are a little bit more odd and obviously short compared to the Terrifier films, but as I said, they play a real big role within the series. And then The Ninth Circle has kind of been fused into All Hallows Eve. So The Ninth Circle is a separate short film from 2008.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about The Ninth Circle.
Yeah,
I've never watched anything.
Yeah, so they've kind of fused it in. It's quite cleverly done, actually. Again, that's also directed by Damien Leone, and he also played the demon in The Ninth Circle. I only found that out yesterday upon doing research, like you do. The reason The Ninth Circle is so important is because it actually makes a reappearance in Terrifier 3. So do you remember at the end of Terrifier 3?
Yeah.
When the woman is sat on the bus reading, it actually, the front of the book is The Ninth Circle.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And a lot of people are saying that could have been the place where Gabby was sent after the battle between Sienna, Art and Vicky in Terrifier 3. So do you know when she goes down like the rabbit hole, as I like to call it? A lot of people are saying that is The Ninth Circle. Whether or not it is, that's just a theory that a lot of Terrifier fans are saying. So I feel like maybe they're going to really, really include that in Terrifier 4.
Yeah, and I feel like with Terrifier 4, we need answers, especially with, obviously, Terrifier 2 and 3. Because I think that's where the storyline goes. I think with Terrifier 1, it was kind of a film to get Terrifier out the clown out there.
But there was no motive in Terrifier 1. He was just an absolute crazy person.
No, yeah, exactly. With Terrifier 2 and 3 linked together. So I feel like in Terrifier 4 we need the answers.
Yeah.
And if he does, I'm going to cry.
Well, there's only so long that he can kind of, because I expected for Terrifier 3 there to be answers.
Yeah.
And as much as I loved Terrifier 3, it wasn't for everyone. A lot of people were moaning about it, saying it was too gory. Well, I'm sorry. It's a gory film, and
100%.
You get told that before watching it. honestly felt like we were going to have more, and I was actually left more confused.
Yeah,
I was totally confused at the end. I was
think
like, what?
he can't drag out too long, because then there's so many answers to fit into a film.
Yeah,
they can't make too long, because they are quite long anyway, aren't they?
Well, yeah, but I also think it depends on how many more he's planning on making.
Mm-hmm.
Like with any franchise, unless you're told solid that it's the last one of the franchise, no one's going to really have many predictions. That's why, like, when I have wrote down my predictions for today's podcast, I haven't really got, like, I've got one.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping that as we talk, we can kind of come up with more as we talk.
I feel like we like that anyway. We'll be able to
it's a hard thing to say, because obviously Sienna's been left with no family. I mean, I don't know if Jonathan is actually dead.
I don't know,
because we don't see his kill scene.
I don't want to say too much of what I'm just about to say, because obviously I don't want to spoil our Terrifier 4 predictions. So,
yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
We need to pin that from it, and then we'll come back to that.
Yeah, but I'm just putting out that I don't think Jonathan's dead, because you don't see the kill. In Terrifier 3, you don't see the kill. He literally they make out that it's just his head. But then afterwards, I was like, well, hang on a minute.
Usually they show all the kills.
We see the kills usually, so, or at least the body. I know we saw the skull, wasn't it? Yeah. But with the glasses, when he put the glasses, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, true.
So I'm not sure. But as far as we're aware, Sienna is left with no family. So I just don't know how that's going to play out.
I don't know. But like I said, what I'm just about to say to answer your question... So not an answer, because I'm not the bloody director, but I'm acting like I am. But what I'm just about to say to that, I need to pin it.
Just throw your predictions out there. Throw them out there.
Okay then. Okay, right. So what you just said about Sienna, my prediction is that, bearing in mind her mum is dead.
Yep.
Rip.
Rip.
No one really liked her. She was annoying.
Her acting was absolute dog shit as well. Yeah. I thought it was horrendous, her acting.
Yeah, it just made me laugh.
When she used to shout at her, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, no, yeah. But she's dead, her aunt's dead, cousins are dead, all dead. all dead. She's gone. Other than Sienna, but obviously at the end, obviously, I think wasn't there like some sort of like sirens going on in the background as well. So people might think it's Sienna who is doing all the killing.
Well, yeah, because she's gone a bit delulu, isn't she? Because she keeps seeing she's
on her medication because she's delulu because of what happened.
That's a very good prediction, actually.
The police aren't, like in Terrifier 2, the police aren't going to go, oh yeah, because you was definitely trapped in this bloody tube of water and you couldn't get back up again, and then you was fighting some clown with your brother, but your brother doesn't like know any of this really, because in Terrifier 3 you kind of forgot about everything.
Yeah, but then not really some of the police officers have seen him, because if you remember, I think is it in the second one where they go in there and his head's off, but that doesn't mean, because now there's a supernatural exactly, and because there's now a supernatural element, like you've just said, if she's going to the police saying that she's gone down in this hole and then gone in a tank and then survived, and then it's and
then just saying about everything like that in general and all the supernatural stuff,
going to the clown cafe, even though that was a dream, but technically she was there, wasn't she? She was. That's the supernatural element.
The police aren't going to go, oh yeah, because we believe you.
They just think he's literally someone dressed up killing.
After all these things that that's evolved you, everyone else is dead apart from you.
Yeah, that's a bit quinky dinky. That's what they're going to think.
I mean, poor Sienna. Don't do that to my Sienna.
Okay. You do love Sienna.
Yeah, I do love Sienna, but please don't do that to her.
But no,
that's what I think's going to happen.
I get you on that.
Pin her about it.
Because as far as the police are aware, he's just some absolute nutcase going around killing people like a serial killer.
Yeah, because if you think about it, actually, because obviously her friends got killed and stuff as well. Yeah. She was there. Yeah. And then she went away to this facility, didn't she, to get better. Yeah. And then now that she's back, everyone's getting killed again.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? Yeah, that's very true. I actually didn't think of it like that, to be honest with you. That's a bit of home truth there. Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen though, because I like Sienna. I know. She is the final girl of our time, I think. Not. Also, just going back to All Hallows Eve here, just to again throw it out there, just to make everyone aware, David doesn't actually play Art in All Hallows Eve. It's actually played by, now please excuse me if I've said this completely wrong, I'm not good at pronouncing things, and plus it's quite a different name. It's played by Mike Ganley, I want to say that is, that does not sound right, but sorry Mike if you're seeing this. But yeah, you may be a bit disappointed because I feel nobody can play that role better than David. It isn't, All Hallows Eve is nothing. It is because it's connected, but it's not like Terrifier.
Yeah. I'm just glad they actually finally chose him, because it could have been someone else.
Oh really?
Because who's E? David, he obviously auditioned, but it wasn't his first time round. They go, yeah, we want you. He had to audition a couple of times to finally get it, and we're glad that they chose him.
Yeah, I don't think it could have been anyone else. No one can do it like him. Like, it just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
We sit there and we laugh at it, don't we?
Yeah, and I think we're psychopaths.
I think they do that. I think it's very clever. Clever. I think it's very clever how he kind of does that, because the reason they do it is because of the gore.
Yeah.
So they add a bit of they don't want to make it too dark.
No.
So they have to add like a bit of a comedy feel to it to kind of dampen down the goriness, if that makes sense. So it's very clever how it does it. But yeah, as I said, All Hallows Eve does not live up to the reputation of Terrifier at all. It's a different kettle of fish, but you may want to at least watch it. It's not a film that I'll sit there and put on. I've probably watched it in my whole life for about three times, I want to say. It's not something that I put on as a comfort film, whereas Terrifier I will sit and watch on repeat. It hasn't got that kind of oomph to it, you know what I mean? I just also, like, I think it's a bit like with anything. We said this last week in the Scream podcast. I feel the more the franchise is getting bigger, the more the film's moving with the, like, not with the times, because it's still under, like, first Terrifier was 2016, so that's like 10 years ago. Not even 10 years ago. What are we in? 2025? Yeah, so not even 10 years ago. So it's kind of in the times, but it's getting more gory and more of a storyline and more, it's becoming a franchise.
The more they film and the more popular it gets, the more money they're making.
So the more they can do to it. Absolutely, and I just think we actually met Damien Leone, didn't we?
Yeah, we met Damien, we met David, I can't remember her actual name.
Samantha Scafferty. Vicky.
Yeah, Vicky. I met Vicky. I met Sienna.
Yeah.
God, Sienna.
She was lovely. She was actually. She was really bubbly, wasn't she?
Yeah, 100%.
It made me laugh though, because I don't know if you remember, she kept walking. I think you said the other day, and me and Josh were saying it was actually quite funny how she was just walking around the venue like she owned the place.
Yeah, no.
And like they were like, "Where is she?" And she kept going off, didn't she? And like she wasn't.
I think she forgets she's famous half the time.
Well, it's what's made her big, isn't it? So it's probably a lot for her to take in. If that makes sense.
And and we met the two girls who died in Terrifier.
Oh my god, yeah, that was actually last year. Yeah. What was their name? One of them's Catherine. She plays Dawn. And then you got Tara Hayes. What's her real name? I can't remember. But yeah, so yeah, Tara and Dawn, that's their actual names in the first Terrifier. We met them. There's actually a bit of a fun fact about, I wouldn't say it's fun.
No.
A bit of a fact about the lady who played Dawn in the first Terrifier. She was talking on the panels, and she was saying that when she got hung upside down, she was really poorly from it, wasn't she? I can't remember how long she said. I do have a video on my phone of her talking on the panel for The Love of Horror, but for a long time she was hung upside down, and it was to the point that she needed medical attention.
I think it's because she said that the first Terrifier was a very low budget film, so for them to keep having to hang her upside down, back down again, and keep doing it with every take, all
the blood rushed her and wasn't it? But I think as well, after they shot that scene, a photographer was taking pictures of her, so not only did she have to sit there and have obviously be hung upside down for the scene, and God knows how many takes that must have taken, but she had to, I've actually got a photo, I'm part to blame, I've got a photo of her hung upside down with her boobs out, and just standing next to her like he's really chuffed. on my wall, so I'm part of that. Sorry, Catherine. Well, we do love you and we think it's absolutely great. It's a shame actually you got killed off, because I think she would have done well in that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I do. But there was no motive. Everyone had to die in the first one, didn't they? I think that's what it was. Okay, so I think now we will talk a bit more about, obviously, Terrifier. We're not just going to leave it there. But I think to be able to continue, we are going to talk about our 3 favourite gore scenes in the whole of the franchise. I haven't done this deliberate, but each one I've picked is from each film. It's just how it's happened. So for me personally, my top scene, I think, where the gore really went, oh my god, that's actually disgusting, and it did make me do that, was from Terrifier 2, and that is Ali's death. So the bedroom scene. I just feel like, I
think mine are going to be similar to yours, but in different order.
But I think everyone, that is the top scene in Terrifier 2 to me. Every single scene was disgusting, obviously, that's the point, but I think everyone thinks of that scene when they think of Terrifier 2. Again, I actually have a picture on my wall of Ali ripped to shreds and Art sat on the bed next to her. It's a bit gory, but never mind. I feel like even though previous Terrifier, in the previous one, it was gory, this really showed how far Damien was going to go. It just showed the level of creativity. Yeah, and there's no other film that's
being a bit
like that.
But
no, but it is creative.
But as well as that, it's the thoughts that he has to have to think of how to do the kill scenes. So what's this kill scene going to be? I'm just going to shove blah 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 down her throat. That's going to be great.
But the gorier the better, because it is a gore film.
His mindset's got to be really odd,
dark, and odd. But also, a lot of the time with directors and writers for horror films, a lot of people think that. Now, we will bounce to other films when we talk about films. I watched something called a Serbian film not long ago, and I'm not going to go into it because it's absolutely foul. Now, there's a difference between a director and a writer being creative and a little bit dark, like Damien, but whoever come up with a Serbian film needs sectioning, because it was the most disgusting, and I don't mean in terms of gore, I mean just the psychological thought of it. So I think there is a bit of a difference when it comes to that kind of thing. It's an art. So the director and the writer coming up with these ideas and then allowing special effects people within the films to really bring it to life. It's a form of art. Do you get what I mean? But I know what you mean. You must have some real... I'd go and have to watch SpongeBob afterwards or something, having all them thoughts in my head. Do you know what I mean? But so he intended to make it get gorier, and then just adding the bleach and the salt. That just added a new level of savage.
But did you see the behind the scenes that moment? Where it's literally just a black bin liner on the floor,
there,
and then him pouring this salt on the bleach, and he's just laughing at the bin bag.
If you guys haven't seen that, if you haven't seen any behind the scene footage of the filming of Terrifier, go and watch it.
And bear in mind, obviously, that it's them shooting, but obviously it's probably all the takes that they have to retake and stuff. But it's I literally saw it as a black bin liner, him chucking salt, and bear in mind it's dead silent because he doesn't speak.
Well, they were sort of giggling though in the background,
so it's literally all because you see Ali, is that her name? Yeah, Ali's not there, so it's just literally black bin liner. Then you can hear, because he's silent, you can hear the salt just grains going on the floor, and then them giggling, but then are not actually saying anything, but laughing to the bin bag. It's
crazy what we see and what they see, really.
They go, well done. Well done, David.
It is, honestly, if you ever get the chance, especially I think all behind the scenes with films is incredible, but especially ones that use a lot of CGI and things like that. But for that, because of how we see it, and because there is an element of funniness, go and watch the behind the scene footage. It's hilarious. But I just thought the special effects on that scene was incredible. It was kind of cringy. So the special effects in the Terrifier films, they are kind of not 80s gore, but they have got that element of cringiness, and I like that. Do you know what I mean? It looks real life, but it doesn't.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And then with my second, it would be Terrifier 3. Obviously the tube scene. The tube scene, I was absolutely flabbergasted when they done that. I thought, Damien, you're sick. You're a sick man. So when they force it into Aunt Jessica's mouth, and then obviously add in the rat, that actually made my skin crawl. And I can't say that a lot for horror. I can sit there and watch some real sick, gnarly shit and not be bothered by it, but it made me go, oh god, sort of thing. To be honest,
it didn't make me go all funny though.
I think I was just shocked. I think it was a shock thing. I think I heard about rats. Obviously, when Terrifier 3 got announced and finished filming, people were saying about a rat scene, but I didn't imagine that. I think that's what it was. It didn't. I was laughing in the cinema. I was like, everyone else behind me clearly weren't horror fans and not used to watching horror. They were going, oh, that's disgusting, and I sat there like, go away, just then. Literally like they were almost moaning about it, and I just thought, well, what are you doing here then? Because
if you haven't seen the first and second one, then surely...
I think it's hard to go on the first one, because the first isn't as gory.
So if you haven't seen the second one, why watch the third one?
You
have to watch 2 and 3.
You have to go in order with it.
So you have to watch 1, 2, then 3. 1 hasn't got nothing to do with it really, but if you want to start off slow, I tell you what though, this isn't on my list, but there's 2 other scenes I just want to mention. They're not one of my favourites, but I just want to mention them. The first scene is in Terrifier 3 when Vicky has a bit of fun with her glass. She does some glasturbation. That's that was very unexpected. I saw a meme of that on Facebook.
It was pure glasturbation right there, but that was interesting. And also the shower scene, I can't for the life of me, because they're not in it very long. It's Mason, isn't it? I don't know if that's his real name though.
No, I can't.
The boy with the long hair, and then the girl in it who does. Funnily enough, she does it. Does she do a podcast or something like that in it? She does like a crime podcast. The girl.
I don't know.
Yeah, she in the shower scene. It's just when he puts the glasses on her after he kills her, and he puts his glasses on. I just find that I shouldn't, but I find it hilarious. But that isn't in there. I just want to mention them because I thought they were really creative kills. But Terrifier 1. It's my third one, and it's got to be when Dawn is hung upside down and sawed in half while still alive. That is where the gore really started. It wasn't intense. It wasn't. I mean, it was, but it wasn't like putting bleach and salt on someone.
Exactly.
That is the most disgusting thing anyone could do to anyone. You know yourself. You get a bit of hand sanitizer in a cup. Do you know what I mean? So I think it really has progressed. So. Funnily enough, that's how it kind of went out, 1, 2, and 3. So what about you? What are your top 3 favourite gore scenes?
Okay, so mine are probably on the same lines of yours, but are slightly different. So I really love in Terrifier 2, I can't remember the name for the life of me. I say I'm this Terrifier fan, but I just can't remember names.
There's quite a lot of people in them, though, and they come and go, don't they?
You know Sienna's friend, the blonde one, who spikes Sienna's drink.
The one who dresses up as like a pirate, isn't it? Yeah, I know who you mean.
Okay, so during when they go to the actual circus, and then Terrifier I keep saying Terrifier, but Art the Clown keeps slashing her with like this massive
oh my god, I forgot about that scene.
And it's like this like ball thing, and it has a spike, and it just hits her with it, and you can see all of like the shred marks on her, like she's been shredded. Like
that is a very good
cheese
scene.
String.
Cheese string. Cheese string.
Like, do you know when you have like not cheese string, but do you know when you've got like the grated cheese? And you just grate it, that's what it looks like.
I actually forgot about that scene. That is top tier.
So I like that one. And then I do like, obviously, the other Terrifier 2, where she gets poured with bleach and salt. That one made me laugh, not even gonna lie.
Yeah, it was a bit chuckly, wasn't it?
And then the other one, it's hard though, because it is very nice.
Every gore scene in that franchise is creative, and it's clever.
I really like in Terrifier 3 the one where he's at the bar, and then
when he uses like when he freezes the Santa and starts smashing his kneecaps. Wow, that is like
but then he like with one of them, he just like tied him up and like tormented him for a bit, and then he killed him.
What about when he pisses on his leg? I was creasing up in the cinema. That's what I mean. They really keep that element of comedy to make it not too dark, and that's what I love about it. I really do.
Yes, that's my last one as well. But in the order for me would literally be 2, 3, and 1, because 2 is the one that started off that plot line. Obviously Terrifier 1, like we said, is
that
really
was an introduction. That's exactly the same with my rankings.
So
2, 3, and 1.
Is it?
Literally the same.
Because 2, because obviously that's where Sienna started, and then 3 because it was
it's most evolved.
Evolved, but we still have got no
questions.
Like, we still we don't have no answers. We've just got more questions, and one is just
but he's probably done that because it's going to entice people to come back. Now we know that everyone's going to go and watch Terrifier 4. It's got bigger, everyone knows about it. When the first one come out, I didn't discover it until probably 2020, and it wasn't even that big.
No,
2020, maybe even 2021, I watched it, and I watched it, loved it, but I knew it was a low budget film and I didn't think it would go any bigger. And then, like you said, and you're absolutely right, Terrifier 2 is where the storyline has now started.
I think it's
great how he's done it.
When the first year that we went to Love of Horror, obviously we actually discovered Terrifier 1, and then we went to go see obviously the director and all that shebang, and then we came home. And then we discovered that Terrifier 2 was in the making. And then when we went to go see it, well, I didn't go see it because I was underage. So
when it came out,
it came out, I saw it. And then we went to go see them again. As soon as we came back home, the third one was in the making. So it's kind of like every year we've gone, we've seen a Terrifier cast.
Yeah, it's nice though because they haven't actually left it that long between films.
No,
apart from obviously the first and second, so I suppose they kind of have. But between 2 and 3,
I feel like every single time we go, we always see a Terrifier.
But again, that could be because of money though.
Yeah.
Because between Terrifier 1 and 2, obviously 1 wouldn't have pumped as much money.
No.
So they had to leave it a bit to be able to make a second. But obviously the second one is the best one.
Yeah.
It really is. Terrifier 3 will have my heart, and I loved Terrifier 3. I mean, how savage. Not a lot of people like this, right? And I do understand it, but I don't understand it. Obviously, it is the only horror film that I know of that I can think at the top of my head. There probably is of other horror films with child kills in there, but the mall where the shopping mall where he does the bomb, I knew that was coming. I knew, and I was thinking, oh my god, no, Damien, please don't, please. I know you're going to do it. You're going to add this to the franchise. You're going to like kill kids. That's sick. But do you know what? A lot of people don't agree with it, but it's what makes it stand out from the rest of the horrors.
Because like with Halloween, obviously Michael doesn't kill babies.
No,
does he?
No, that was when I first watched that. That's another podcast. But when I first watched that and he walked to the crib, I was like, don't you dare, Michael. But yeah, not a lot of horrors do child kills. And I do get it. But a lot of people were really, really annoyed about it. And because obviously at the beginning of Terrifier 3, he dismembers the boy.
Yeah.
But you don't actually see the kill. No. So like he killed the boy and then you see body parts, which is just literally fake legs and arms. Like I don't see the issue. It's not real.
Because if you look at reality, if a serial killer came into your home, he's going to kill every single one of you.
But exactly.
In real life.
Yeah.
I'm being really morbid, but if a serial...
What was that?
If a serial killer literally came into your home or even to a mall, as you call it, Americans, they're gonna kill every last one of you.
It's being realistic, isn't it?
Yeah,
they're not just gonna walk past the kid and go nah.
Yeah.
But I think that they've done it kind of like not too over the top. Like you don't see a child getting actually excuse me how I say this, but like hacked to death, like because I wouldn't want to see that. No matter how dead into horror I am, I wouldn't want to see that, whether it's fake or not. But people are really failing to understand that it isn't real. Yeah, and people were fuming about it. I was like, well, hang on a minute, you are warned at the beginning of the film. But yeah, it's just like people were really almost like, oh my god, that's awful. Well, it's a gory film and you were actually warned. I mean, some people are I was so pissed off. Sorry, I just had a swig of my Red Bull and I hadn't quite swallowed it and it nearly come back out my nose. But some people were even getting handed sick bags. I was so fuming I didn't get one of them though, because they were really cool as well. That would have looked banging in the collection. You can probably get them, but yeah, they were warned that it's disgusting. Yeah. Like, what do you expect? Go in there and it'd be My Little Pony? What other kind of thoughts have you got for Terrifier 4? Because I'm really an open book with it.
Yeah, it's the same with me. Like, well, I really want to know about Sienna's dad.
Yes.
Because of, if you've seen Terrifier 3, obviously she tries to help her cousin get back from the rabbit hole, wasn't it?
Which I think is going to be the ninth circle now.
But she, I was so annoyed, right? and I know you would want to give like the normal end to your little cousin, right? But she,
I know what you're gonna say.
no, it angers me. Because she literally, bear in mind, you know that the blade is going to be sharp. She literally says in Terrifier 2 to Jonathan, "Don't touch it. It's sharp." Right? Yeah. And then she goes to give like the actual handle to her cousin to pull her back up, and she's holding with two hands the blade and gripping it back
that
up.
was like weird, wasn't it?
Use your bloody heads.
Yeah, but hang on a minute, if it was the other way around, wouldn't she have cut hands?
That's her hands.
She can heal it with her sword.
Yeah. But I don't care about the little kid's hands. She's not important. I'm not.
Yeah, but that's probably why she done it, because she can heal it with her sword, can't she? But she didn't know that though. No. All right, I'll shut up.
She didn't know that.
No, that's true.
But like we're about to say, with the sword, it healed her hands without no scars.
Yeah.
And then obviously her dad made the sword. So where has he got like the supernatural thing from?
After 2, I'm not going to lie, and a lot of people have thought this because it's a very, very popular Google search, okay, so don't even start on me. Shut up. Right, a lot of people were thinking that maybe Art the Clown was her dad.
Yeah.
Now watching Terrifier 3, I don't think that's obviously the case. There's a bit more shed on her dad now, like we see a flashback, don't we, and things like that.
Obviously
there's got to be some connection.
Damien has said point blank that Terrifier is not Sienna's dad. Point blank.
Terrifier.
Art the Clown.
I was like trying to process what you were saying.
I know
it's easily done. The Terrifier is the actual place, isn't it? You know, when they go in the second one.
Yeah. But Art the Clown then isn't Sienna's dad.
Yeah. Yeah, but he must have some connection, because it was actually quite weird in Terrifier 3 when they're making the sword, which I'm going to assume that again had a connection to the Ninth Circle, because the faces of the people making the sword looked very much like the Ninth Circle. So there's maybe he was part of it, the dad, at some point. I don't know. There's got to be some connection to the dad.
Yeah, because with Sienna, she's becoming more like Art with the supernatural side of, or if she gets stabbed, she's fine.
Don't think it's something in the genetics, do you?
I don't know, because she's not related.
No, but what I'm saying to you is, no, I mean in terms of obviously Sienna healing. Yeah,
so if in Terrifier 2, Art stabs Sienna with the sword, and then like I said to you, obviously because we spoke about it yesterday, that when she's stabbed with the sword, like, her body like absorbs some of like the like this entity from the sword, and then that's probably what makes her a bit, I want to say immortal, but that's probably not the right word to say.
Healer, like healing. Yeah. What about the little pal girl though? Your theory yesterday, that is probably the correct one, I reckon.
So I said yesterday that the little pal girl is like this demonic entity to have revived Art the Clown. So if you watched, the only thing that's really needed in Terrifier 1 is literally right at the end, where obviously he tried to do a suicide attempt because obviously of the police caught him, and then that's when in Terrifier 2 the morgue happened, and then he came back to life. That's like the little pale girl reviving him back, because people are saying that the little pale girl was killed in like, the carnival years ago, which is obviously people think is the
you
Terrifier.
See clippings from that, don't you? Like newspaper, is there newspaper clippings?
So it was from Jonathan because Jonathan in Terrifier 1 was like Terrifier 2, sorry, my mistake, was very obsessed with Art the Clown. He had journals of it, but he had the newspaper, and it said about the little girl was killed in the carnival. So you put 2 and 2 together, you see like a little picture, and it's like, well, maybe Art was related or a part of that same carnival, which is called the Terrifier. They're both clowns, for one.
Yes.
Yeah. That Art killed the little pale girl.
I love your theories. Can I just say, I love Coffin Cutie's theory. She is the theory queen.
Yeah. but I feel like she then, I don't know how she became this demonic entity, but maybe that's something to do with, like you said, the life cycle.
But that could be something. But that could be something simple like life after death.
Yeah, maybe,
because you yourself, people that die, like paranormal experiences.
And maybe she's getting him back, but every time he does a suicide attempt, she brings it back and ha ha. Yeah.
And then like in Vicky, you said as well.
Yeah. So you don't see her in Terrifier 3.
Yeah, that was weird.
Now, my other theory is that the little pale girl has sort of gone into like possessed.
I thought you was gonna gone inside Vicky. Then I was like, pardon. Sick.
That wouldn't work. But yeah, has like possessed Vicky. She's probably
taken over. Yeah.
And then because you can also see Vicky changes her clothes into like this, like pretty much what the little pale girl wears and not clown wears, like the white and black clown suit.
Yeah, that is odd, isn't it?
Yeah, and then it's just weird because obviously they tried to kill themselves. Vicky tries to kill herself in the bath, as you do. And then, well, this Art doesn't kill himself. He just sits there.
He just sits in the chair, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That was a bit weird.
And then obviously the people came to look at the house.
And he was like, surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, and then but it seems to be every single time they're in the room with someone, they come back to life.
The only thing I find weird is the whole... I get the theory, what you're saying, and I agree with you. I think that she could be in Vicky, like her entity.
I feel like the character, though, the actor does need to come back.
But we're missing something here. Like another theory, maybe it was literally just a figment of Art's imagination.
But,
no one can see it.
It wasn't just Art's imagination.
It was Jonathan as well, wasn't it?
And Sienna.
Sienna
saw it.
But that could be the connection to the supernatural. Like maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe like Sienna and Jonathan in their blood have something supernatural that allows them probably to see this figment.
Obviously, Sienna saw the little pal go out the party, but obviously she was spiked, wasn't she?
And Jonathan saw him in the van, wasn't it?
And people think that she was going a bit crazy because of her drink being spiked, and then Jonathan saw her sitting in the van.
Yeah, but that could be linked, but nobody else sees her.
No.
So that could be linked again, going back to the dad. There has got to be some kind of... I do like the fact they're making it almost supernatural now, but it's got to work.
Yeah.
You know, if they're going to do gore and supernatural in one film...
It can't be like a supernatural, like... Annabelle and Conjuring supernatural.
No, they can't go that far with it.
It needs to be...
It's a gore film. It's a gore horror. That is what it's known for.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love the storyline and I think they're doing really well with it, I just don't want them to turn it too demonic.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like this is more of like... Because with like Conjuring and stuff, that's more of a... demonic, as in I'm gonna...
Well, that's something that could happen to you as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it? If you believe in the paranormal world, which I do.
Yeah, that's it. That's more of a paranormal, whereas this is more of a supernatural...
fantasy?
Yeah.
Would you say that's the right word? I would say it is, because it's something that isn't ever going to happen, is it?
No.
Whereas something in The Conjuring, because they are actually based, like the Enfield hauntings, based on real events, so's the first, so's the third. So that is based on real life experiences.
Yeah, whereas this is more of a supernatural. It probably doesn't even exist, as we know.
Yeah, well, the reason I use the word fantasy is because
it's not
the
real.
Sword, it's not a paranormal element, it's a supernatural element.
Yeah.
You know, kind of that aspect to it. But I just hope they don't, like you're saying, I agree with you on that. As much as I love paranormal, I feel paranormal and gore need to be kept separate. Because unless obviously there's a gore scene because of a ghost that's done something, that's a different thing. But what I mean is they've built the reputation of Terrifier on the gore basis.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and for how they're playing the supernatural in it is perfect.
Just right. Yeah, they can't overstep it.
If the more we go into these podcasts, you will realise that for some odd reason I will literally say certain words. And
I thought you were going Scottish then. I thought you were going to do a Scottish accent.
The more you listen to me, the more I'll accidentally say an accent without even realising I'm doing it. And it will be funny.
It's probably funny because they probably didn't even hear you do that. But now you've pointed it out. They're going to rewind it and go, oh, what a tit.
But yeah, I don't know why I do it.
No, but it is a great franchise. It just needs to work. And he needs to tell us what the hell is going on, because
but Terrifier 4 is the film.
It's got to be.
To
people will get annoyed. So Damien,
they need to do something where Sienna like accidentally does something, maybe with the sword.
So Damien, this, if you're watching this, let's be honest, you're bloody not. But if you are, come on, man. Imagine. Come on, my man. Tell us what's going on, because I'm confused. All right, and you know,
Terrifier 4 needs to be the answer.
Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't watch Terrifier 3, watch it and go, what the hell? It was just that end bit. Yeah, like Gabby going down. To me, I think I have cracked that now. Like, I don't want to guess too much because I don't want to like work the plot out before I've watched it. But I am thinking, and a lot of people have said it. It wasn't just my theory; it is online. And once I read it, I was like, "Oh my god, yeah!" I am thinking that is the Ninth Circle. It's got to be, but they need to bring that back. If they do that, then he is very clever. Like, he's very clever anyway. We all know that. Yeah. But if he manages to,
it's a whole like
bring that back. It's another world, isn't it? That he's bringing in, which is fine. But like we said, it can't go like Insidious or The Conjuring, because don't do that, Damien.
No. But like, this is where, like, with the Clown Cafe, it was
by the Clown Cafe.
We actually saw her live.
Oh yeah, we did.
I've actually got that on my phone. She had a balloon.
I'll tell you what, right? If you all behave yourself on this podcast, we might add the little clip at the end of this video. What do you think? Should we add it?
Yeah, I do have the clip, but I don't have her where you can see her properly, though.
Yeah, but that's all right. I think
Coles in a way.
And it could be long ways. It might not fill the telly up, but I think we should add that for our viewers at the end in case they want to see, because that was iconic. Yeah. That was like, I was nerding out.
But like I said, if we do add it, the clip, you can't really see her properly, you just see her side of her, because I was standing in line. Who was it? It was I was holding space for you for
James Drew Courtney.
Yeah, so there was a whole
he was my hero that day.
The whole malarkey of like the timings for the Love of Horror. It was the autograph table, and then you had to go straight to the photography, and
it was literally I was the second one to go and see him,
because I like Halloween, but I'm not, this hardcore fan like you are. So I was this big hero. I stood in line, waited, right, with her vinyl and everything, ready to be at, the second for him to sign it for her. And then she comes out and like, yes, this is my gift. This is the gift
for doing a good deed.
Yeah,
for doing a good deed.
Yeah, it's a gift from God. And I saw her singing live, but I saw her properly, but with my phone, I'm not tall enough to show you the stage, so a big old pole's in the way, and I'm not like I was on the side of the stage.
I think the video is pretty clear though, considering where you were. Like, you had loads of people.
And I am really short, so I was stood on the side.
Not as short as me though.
I was stood on the side of the stage, so you only could see side of her.
Yeah, so. But I think we should add that in at the end. I really do. We do have other things from there, but we're not going to show you that.
No,
we're going to gatekeep that. No, I'm only joking. If you want to see anything else, we can upload them as shorts or something like that. We would just have to shorten them down. Yeah, that's why they're called shorts. Now, just to add, after we've just chatted absolute waffle for about a couple of minutes, I don't know how long. What about the dilemma? Is that the right word? Dilemma about him actually being a mime? Because I think he is a mime. Is a mime and a clown the same thing? It's not, is it?
No,
it's not. I wouldn't say it is. Some clowns don't talk.
A clown is more of a entertainment.
Well, look at Pennywise. Yeah, he talks and he like mucks about and like.
But I think he's more of it's supposed to be more of an entertainment clown, like with the balloons.
Yeah, exactly. Like flowers or whatever. Yeah.
Whereas with a mime, obviously they aren't in a clown costume, but they're more of in like white and black stripy stuff. Yeah. Whereas Art the Clown wears white and black, but he's in a clown costume.
Yeah. And he's got like the black mouth. He doesn't move. He's pale. Yeah. Wait, he does move. What? He doesn't speak. What the hell am I talking about? He doesn't move. You said that last week.
I was about to say that. Michael Myers doesn't move. That's what I said last time.
Also, I just want to say we actually have got microphones now. So if I just laugh into that really loud, I'm so sorry. Because we're holding them.
We upgraded.
We upgraded $18.99 on Amazon. Oh, we need to get a life. But yeah, so I would say he is a mime. What are you laughing? Right, be serious. We're meant to be podcasters. Yeah, I would say he is definitely a mime. But I think it's his outfit that makes people think otherwise.
What made me laugh though was
Your eyes are watering. I can't look at you now. Sorry, I'm going to include this as well. Right, this is the real us.
Oh my god,
it's the real us.
With Terrifier 2, he washes his clothes.
What?
Good grief, he's naked!
He's
In the laundrette, and he's like butt naked.
And then all he has is all he has on is his like white. All he has on is his white face paint.
Oh, we were really serious at the beginning.
And you can see his like pale skin, like me. And then you've got his actual white face paint on, or mask.
Have you seen the Funko Pop they've released? It looks like he's sitting on the toilet. I'm going to insert a picture, actually. He literally looks like he's sat on the toilet, but he's not.
Newspaper.
He's just sat on like the bench in the laundrette reading a newspaper, but it looks like he's having a dump.
Yeah.
With a newspaper.
Oh my god.
Oh, we probably went into the microphone then. ASMR. But yeah, I just love the costumes and stuff as well. In
oh my god, especially Sienna's.
Sienna's is something else.
Yeah.
And I would butter her biscuit. I can't lie, but
She's a swat.
She's a what? I thought you said the other S word. Then I'm not going to say it because I'll probably get told off.
She is not that.
She's not that.
No.
But yeah, I hope we see Lauren Lavera and more stuff. I think she could be like a bit of a General Tager, because obviously General Tager's really like the horror. I think of horror now when I think of her.
She's really nice actually though, because I've seen I follow her on Instagram, and then the people that like cosplay as her, they mention her in it, and sometimes she puts it on her story.
Yeah,
on
which
Instagram.
Is nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
like to engage like that. I know not every celebrity can do that, but some just don't bother. I think
no, they see it. They probably see it and go, "Oh,
yeah,
that's it."
And I think if you can do it, I mean, imagine how many notifications they must get though. But I would want to sit there and make a point of sharing it every. I could be saying it like I know, but
oh my god, we're celebrities.
Yeah. Oh, I just pinched my finger. Wait, hang on. I've got the clip of the microphone on my finger, and ow. But yeah, so I think we should say who our favourite is. Now I know who you're going to bloody say. There's no point in asking you, but I mean in the whole franchise though. Let's go two people because I know who you're going to say, and I think the viewers are going to know just by you sitting there calling Lauren Lavera a salt.
Yeah.
So, who would you say your top two? I know who you're going to say. Actually, go top three. Go on, push the boat out. Let's go top three.
All right, you go first because I feel like mine's just predictable.
Right, obviously, all right. Art the Clown is my number one. Okay, I'd probably marry him as well. Just for his weirdness. Number two. I need to think. I haven't written this down. ASMR. Lauren Lavera. It's got to be in it. It's got to be.
Yeah.
And then my third, I'm gonna go. I'm trying to think who else is bloody in it. They're so in and out though, aren't they? Because they're in it and then they die. It's like, okay. Props Aunt Jessica. I thought in terms of acting from Terrifier 3, because Sienna's mum was horrendous. I don't know what they were thinking when they casted her. I'm really sorry if you're watching this, Sienna's mum. All right, but your acting was dog shit. I'm sorry. I'm just putting it out there. I think she was good, but she over exaggerated on some things, and it just didn't need to be.
No,
like that is personal preference. All opinions are our own, so don't come shooting at me. You know what I mean? Getting silly now, but yeah, I just think in terms of the acting, Aunt Jessica was pretty good. She weirdly looked like Sienna's mum though, but she wasn't actually her aunt, was it? It was her uncle. Did that sound like a riddle? No,
Bob's your aunt.
Bob's your aunt. That's not what it is.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Fanny's your aunt. Bob's your aunt.
No, but because you were saying it like a riddle. So it was like, bloody, your uncle's your aunt.
No, but obviously the uncle in Terrifier 3 is actually Sienna's uncle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the aunt is just through marriage. But for some reason, the aunt looks like Sienna's mum.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just because they have the same coloured hair, but I just thought they did.
So with me, I think you all know now. It's Lauren Lavera is my favourite. And then it goes Art because he is funny. But I'd marry Lauren, not Art. Sorry.
Oh my god, and Vicky. I left Vicky out.
Bob.
Poor Vicky. I forget. There's so bloody many in there. I forget.
I know,
Cleo.
And with my final one, I know she was so irritating, and if she spiked my drink, I'll slap her. But I can't remember her name.
Slap my bitch up. I can't remember her name. The one who dresses up as a pirate, innit? I'm going to Google it.
Yeah.
You're going to hear some typing, but I'm going to Google it because it's going to bug me.
Yeah, she is my number 3. But if she,
would you say, what, even more than Vicky? To be fair, now that I've remembered Vicky was in it, because I forgot, sorry, Samantha, I would say Vicky for my third, actually.
Yeah, but I feel like
and then
she wasn't really... Like, she was supposed to be Sienna's best friend, yeah? But she just... Going, yeah, okay, Sienna.
That was quite weird, actually, when they brought her back for the figment, because obviously I know Sienna was seeing things. What was it she says at the table? Pass the peas, isn't it? And she starts, like, slamming the table. Yeah. It was sort of all a bit weird. Right, let's Google her. Wait. ASMR. Terrifier. Was it Terrifier? Well, she's in 2 and 3, isn't she?
I'll mainly put 2, though.
One eternity later.
Brooke. Her name is Brooke in it, and it is played by... She is played by Kaylee Hyman. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, that's Sienna's mum's name, Barbara. Barbie. Barbs. And then you got, she was brilliant. Do you know what? I would have loved to have seen her more in it, the one who done the Clown Cafe song.
Yeah.
I feel like she should have actually had more of a pivotal point in it.
Yeah.
Like a bit more of a...
Gobble up your room, but up, go away. What? Do you know what? I forgot half the song as I was about to sing that. Never mind.
You sounded like you were talking in Sims then. You sounded like a Sims character. Stop it. Oh.
Gobble up your food before it runs away.
No, but I think, do you know what? I feel like I'm being a bit harsh on Sienna's mum.
Well, that was one of my favourite scenes though as well. Not for gore, but as in general. Like when they were eating it, but it's glass.
Oh, what? The Art Krispies?
Yeah, and they're eating just glass and trash.
Yeah, that was pretty savage, wasn't it? To be honest. Trash.
Trash.
Toy Story, innit?
This is Forky. I'm trash.
Oh, funny. Wow, yeah. I don't think it's as funny when you say you're funny, but we know it. Do you know another thing I love as well? And I think a lot of it is by just fans. I don't think they do the designing. The actual, I'm going to say art, but it is art. You know, like the film art that they do for the films, like the posters and stuff, like the graphics on it. I think it looks incredible, but I think a lot of that is probably the fans that do that. It's like fan art, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, another thing to mention, can we just talk about Ice Nine Kills a song, a work of art?
Terrifier one and that one.
Yeah,
the blonde one.
Yeah, and the second one, they play it, don't they, in the background? Yeah, that is that I didn't notice it straight away though.
Yeah,
it wasn't until like the third time I watched it.
Pregnant or something in that, isn't she?
Who?
The blonde one in the music video.
I don't know.
She's on the floor, and then the art goes.
Something like that. But yeah, no, I like Ice Nine Kills anyway. I've listened to them since I was a teenager, but they do all different horror ones.
Yeah,
and I just think they're so clever. But I do love A Work of Art. It's one of my favourite songs.
Work art.
The art of dying. I'm not going to sing for you all because you'll probably cringe.
We will probably shatter your phone screens, TV screens, whatever you're playing this on. It will break. I'm sorry.
Only if she does it. If I do it, you'll be like, oh my God, when are you next on stage? Are you going to perform for me? Are you going to perform for me? That sounded weird. But yeah, I don't think there's much more to really say on it, to be honest. I think because we have very little information about where it's going to go, I don't have many predictions.
No.
My prediction is this, in a nutshell, right? I'm going to give you it.
In a nutshell.
Because I haven't actually given you it in a nutshell, guys, so we're going to do that. I personally think, obviously, the hole is the most circle, like I said. Do we think Sienna's going to die?
No. She's not going to die.
I'm very sorry for your ears, everyone, because you, like, nearly swallowed the microphone and your mouth went round it and everything.
No.
Well, to be honest, she can't, can she, really?
No.
She's got healing powers. No. Yeah, so...
Yeah, she's immortal, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, but is she... She
could be.
There's not. I can't sit there and go, who else she thinks going to die? Because everyone's bloody dead.
I know, it's just her.
And Gabby.
Yeah. Is she? I can't remember.
No, Gabby's not dead.
No.
Gabby's in the hole.
Gabby in the hole.
She's in the gulag. But yeah, so I don't really know where it's going to go.
I don't know. We have our theories, but it's
I think you're right in what you say. I think she's going to look nuts again and get taken to the nut house.
Yeah. Or prison.
Arrested.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't be prison, will it? She'll probably get interrogated. Do you think we're going to obviously have, of course, we're going to have new people in Terrifier 4, but do you think that they could kill her off and then Gabby could become like a final girl?
No.
No? Is that a weird theory?
Yeah.
No, you just don't want it to be the case.
No.
It's not that you don't think. She's like, no.
No, because it's been surrounded by... It's like with bloody Halloween. Not Halloween, for God's sake, too many horror films. It's like with bloody Scream, like with... what's her name?
Sydney,
that she's the final girl, right? And then you've got Jill who tries to be her and can't. It's just, it doesn't work.
I mean, there could be 2 final girls, as in Sienna and Gabby. There's no reason why there can't be more than one.
Yeah. But I think Gabby might slow her down. Sorry.
What are you saying? To kill her off? Yeah. That's an awful thing to say. How dare you? That's awful. She's a child.
Oh, no.
No, but I know what you mean. She ain't dead, though. She's just in the hole in the ground. But I think Jonathan ain't either. I think he's still alive.
Yeah.
Because you don't see his death.
Maybe he's in the hole.
Sorry.
Maybe he's
in your pardon.
Maybe he's down there as well.
Maybe. That is a very... See, I'm
keeping them like captive.
Unless it's a franchise or a film that I can really develop on, I think Damien's left us sort of like... He has stunned us, I think. Like, there's not much more I can say about it.
Think about that, because that actually just came to my head. Like, I'm this creative person. I think Jonathan's down there with Gabby, and they're probably locked up or something like that. Like, held captive. And I think in Terrifier 4, they're going to try and make Sienna go down there. You know what I mean? And maybe Sienna's dad is alive. And maybe Sienna's dad is down in that freaking hole.
Oh, that is... Yeah, okay. All right.
And maybe... Yeah, like, he's like this, like, ringleader down there.
What, you think he's evil?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, well, he's the one who bloody put this special voodoo magic in this sword.
Pardon? That sounded like a euphemism. No, I actually agree. I don't think he's evil, though. No. I don't think that. I think
he's nuts.
You look nuts then. No one can see you, but it looked like your eyes were going to fall out your head.
No, but even, like, Sienna's mum said that he went crazy.
Yes, so maybe he did say that.
Yeah, so maybe
that's why he went crazy, because no one believed him.
Yeah,
because of Art the Clown.
Yeah,
so Art shoved him in the hole.
Yeah, but maybe because obviously we see that little clip of him making Terrifier, for God's sake, of Sienna's dad making the sword, and it looked like you said, because I rewatched that little scene on YouTube. Yeah, and it looked like the people from
the Ninth Circle. Yeah,
so maybe he's down there with them. With
making swords.
Why not?
Sword makers.
And maybe like Jonathan and Gabby's down there but locked like away, held captive, but Sienna's dad has kind of lost it, so he doesn't know, he can't remember.
Do you know what? I don't think her dad's dead.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think maybe he's lost it, and he can't remember who Sienna is. Yeah. He can't remember who Jonathan is, because obviously Jonathan and Sydney.
Wrong film.
I'm colliding universes here. Obviously Jonathan and Sienna obviously are brothers and sisters, obviously. So he can't remember who Jonathan is. He's lost it because he's gone so crazy.
That's a really good part.
Maybe it might be like this like reunite thing where Sienna's down there and goes, "Dad, it's me." It's me, Dad. And then he's like, "Oh my God, Sienna." and then the dad goes to her, "Do you know what to do with this sword?" And then the dad like tells her what actually you can use the sword for. And then she does what that needs to be done. And then Does it? Bish bash bomb.
She keeps moving the mic. I bet I sound crystal clear, and I bet you sound like you're on a roller coaster.
Damien, I think I need to be your writer.
Yeah.
I think we need to collab.
The email's in our description on the YouTube video, link in bio.
No, but honestly though,
Me and you, do you know what? Scrap the podcast, we're writing a horror film. How about that?
Yeah, but that just came to my head all at once as I was saying that.
Yeah, no, it is a good shout. Now that you've said that, I did actually think, I'm not just like, I'm not taking your ideas, I'm really not, but I had that in my head not long ago, but it kind of went out my head because I thought, nah, that's not going to happen. But
I think so.
Now that
I've said that.
Now that you've said it and someone else has said it.
If Damien doesn't do it, right, I'm calling him up and going, oi.
Yeah, but if he does do
this now.
If he does do it, maybe he's watched our podcast. Hi, Damien.
Oh, give me credit. my name's Ruby Bridal. Put that in the caption.
Yeah.
Thanks. Put that in the credits.
No,
right?
but I just think there's a lot of ways it can honestly go. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone knows. But yeah, in all seriousness, I think there's a lot of ways it can go. This podcast has just been us laughing. We are being serious, everyone, but we're just, we're just being ourselves. We try not to be ourselves too much. But yeah, so I think there's many ways it can go, but I just think because we don't know if it's the last.
If it doesn't go well, I'll cry. I liked my theory. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, but Art the Clown, he's not going to ever die, is he? Because I'm not being funny. He had his head off.
Yeah, but only if the little girl leaves him alone.
Yeah.
Leave Art alone. Let him die.
Yeah, but then I don't want Terrifier to end.
Yeah, but it only can go on for so long.
Nah. It'd be Terrifier 15 by the time Mum finished. I just don't think they could. To be fair, with Scream, I feel like you can keep going with that. Like we said last week, that's copycat killer. This would get ridiculous. A bit like Halloween, because he is like, he's the shape. He's like immortal. He's supernatural in a way. Yeah. It would get ridiculous, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And as we know, obviously, the little pale girl, like, brings Art the Clown back. Art the Clown? That is his name.
Yeah. Why are you laughing at that?
It didn't sound right as I said it.
She's taking a piss out of you, David.
Sorry. It just didn't sound right as I said it. Art the Clown. Yeah, that is his name.
So who would you say? I'm not even going to ask you that, actually. That's a ridiculous thing to ask you. What? Scrap that.
What was you going to ask?
I was going to ask who was your favourite person that you met. We
said this?
No.
Oh, who we met?
Yes.
Oh.
Not like in the film, like, because we've met, so just to run it down.
Yeah.
We've met Art the Clown.
This is
David.
Big flex,
David Howard Thornton. Always get that muddled up. We've met Damien Leone, the director and writer. Samantha Scafferty, who plays Victoria Hayes. Lauren Lavera, who plays Sienna Shaw. I can't think of the other two's real name from last year, but it's from the first Terrifier, the blonde girl and the brown haired girl,
the one who plays a scarecrow and one who plays a skeleton.
Yeah, so their names in the films, Tara and Dawn, but I'm not sure. I know that Dawn's real name's Catherine, but I can't think of the other one. So who would you say that is it, in it, who we met Terrifier?
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah,
it's got to be in it,
because we didn't go see the mum or Jonathan.
No, mum went there.
No, but the other year round, the mum went as well, but we didn't see her because,
What, Sienna's mum?
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah, at some point, I swear she did.
I'm bloody did now, because I would have gone, oi!
No, it was like, we aren't spending our money on her.
Nah, she was all right, but look, maybe she was meant to be.
Jonathan!
Maybe she was meant to be like that, but I just felt it was...
If I was her... my throat would hurt.
Yeah, but no one's acting was like that. She was just very extra. I found it a bit weird.
Much Year 11 GCSE. Jonathan! Drama.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. But also last year, Aunt Jessica went.
We didn't see Jonathan either. But
he irritates the shit out of me,
technically, we was in the same room as him, because when we was taking pictures with Sienna, he was stood in the corner.
He, don't get me wrong, he's great. Like I like him. It's not that feeling I have towards like her mum.
No,
but I wasn't.
He's annoying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sienna! Sorry, we're just taking the piss out.
Look at this newspaper around.
But yeah, I liked him, but I wasn't overstruck on seeing him.
No.
You know, because you got to imagine.
In the same room as him, though.
Yeah. And you've got to imagine, like you said to me the other day, Terrifier is going to be kind of how like Scream is now. So like people, you're probably thinking, what? I mean, in like years to come.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be very, very slim chance of meeting them as they get older, probably.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Whereas we've met the final girl, we've met the killer. You know, it's a flex, all right.
We could mention all the people that we've seen.
Yeah, that's for another podcast, though, I think, because there's way too many.
I think nearer the time of when we go again, big flex, again, as I say, again, we'll probably tell you all the people that we've
I think
met.
we should do it just before For the Love of Horror, and then do a separate one all about For the Love of Horror.
Yeah.
Like what to expect, what to...
Yeah, and then we'll do another one about this For the Love of Horror that we're going...
Well, we're actually going to vlog this year. Yeah. We're going to vlog. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. I mean, it's quite a few months away yet.
Yeah,
but,
that's in October.
Yeah. That's fucking ages away, really.
Yeah.
But yeah,
not really. Don't say the month, just think about it.
Yeah, just like... We've already got our entry tickets, though.
I know, and my costume is being made. Not saying what, though. ...
But yeah, so I think that's it for me. I think that is it for me on the Terrifier front. I apologise if it's been a little bit scatty. Yeah. But we're just being ourselves.
Especially with me, because I talk with my hands and I'm holding the microphone in my hand, and this microphone has been moved so many times, and because I'm laughing, the microphone's moving. It just probably sound like I've got the microphone outside and moving it in the wind.
I dread to actually think what this is going to be like, because we've like laughed into this microphone. I bet they're going to have it like quite low on their telly, and then when we laugh it's going to sound like we're in the room.
Or if they've got it on full volume because the mic's too far away, they're really quiet.
And then when we laugh it's like, don't do it, because you look like you went to do it.
I'm just like, pre-warn for anyone who's got headphones on.
I mean, it's a bit late now. We're we're at the end of the podcast.
Never mind. Sorry.
But yeah, so next week we are doing horror reviews and recommendations, and I think we'll even throw in some low budget horrors. What do you think? Yeah. So the reason we're doing that is just to break up the franchises. I don't want to do like I said to Ruby, I don't think it's good to every single week do a different franchise.
No,
because we want to keep it fresh on here, and a lot of when we talk about the franchises, it's going to be similar things, like ranking it, our best scenes, you know, about it generally. So to break it up, I think we need to do different things. So, but we
will run out of franchises.
Yeah, exactly. Any suggestions that you've got as well for what you want us to talk about, even if it's something we haven't seen, because even though I am like huge on horror and I've seen most films, there's not every horror film that I've seen. There are some out there that I've gone, no, I've never seen that. And I'm not one of these people that will sit there and go, no, I've seen it, but I haven't. You know what I mean? If I haven't seen it, I will say, no, I've not seen it. So if you've got any suggestions and you want us to do, like, watch it together and then do a review on it, we're more than happy to do that. But just be warned, like I said, if you know me from TikTok, me personally, from over on TikTok, I do give my honest opinion. So if it is absolute, I was going to say poop or scoop, but then I meant dog poop. If it's dog poop, I will tell you it's dog poop. Yeah. And Ruby's the same as well. Like we've got nothing to kind of lose. We just say it how
I've already said I would marry Laura. Started as a seventh name. I already said I would marry Lauren Rivera.
But yeah, so any suggestions that you've got for us, it could be 80s horror. The only thing I don't really particularly want to sit there and watch is werewolves. I'm not going to lie.
And I've got something as well. Megan. Do not recommend Megan.
No, that is a load of...
Because not even Megan 2. I know it's not even out yet, but come on. She looks more bloody... What's the word? I don't even think you can think of the word. Do you know, like, when they animated? She looks more animated. And then
AI?
Yeah. Because like in the Megan 1, she's more like, she actually looks like a robot.
Yes.
In the
I saw the
trailer. She looks more like
AI'd.
Yeah. She looks drawn.
Yeah. That is another thing to actually say as well. Remember next week when we are like kind of talking about different horror movies and giving our reviews and giving our opinions, you have to remember it's our preference. I'm not saying that I've sat here and I've quite openly said that I don't like The Shining. I just don't like it. I don't despise it. I think hate is a strong word, but I just don't like it, and that's my preference. So, you know, try to hold back on giving me a load of crap because it's our opinions, and I do make that clear in our description anyway that all opinions are our own. What are you doing?
Just ripped out my
You ripped out your hair. Okay. On that note, anyway, I think we are done. We've probably done everyone's head in. So thank you all for dropping by. We do really appreciate it. I'm pretty sure we have covered everything anyway. If there is anything else that you want us to talk about, we will do a little bit more on our shorts, I think, as well. Yeah. Like maybe like little short horror reviews. We could do that and things like that. Any suggestions? Any content suggestions? Suggestions that you've got? Then just let us know, and we're more than open to do that and listen.
But I think as well with our Clown Cafe song, I think you have been quite good, even though we can't hear.
Yeah, I think you've been good viewers to put up with us, so we will add it at the end because it's good, isn't it? It is a good video. But I'm gonna say farewell, or we are gonna say farewell now. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We will be back next week, same kind of time I'm posting this. We'll be posting another next week, and yeah, make sure you are subscribing and turning on the notifications bell. And also, what emoji do you want them to put in there if you've watched us all the way through, which I doubt.
Okay, put a clown, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously put a clown, a knife, and like a blood.
Yeah, blood drip. Yeah, if you've watched us all the way through. And obviously be sure you're giving it a like if you liked what you heard. I'd say see, but you can't really see us. You can only see us. And and we will catch up with you all next week. Thanks so much again, guys. Love you. Bye.